Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we will be talking about what exactly is going on with Injustice 3 and the teasers that have been going out over the last few days. So if you haven't been keeping up to date with everything that's been going on Twitter, allow me to fill you in on some important details and things you should definitely keep an eye out for. Now first things first, what's going on with the next installment of the Injustice series? Well, as of right now, it isn't entirely clear what we are getting specifically. However, we have been getting some teasers from DC writer Tom Taylor, strongly indicating that we are indeed definitely going to be getting a new game or comic book series. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Tom Taylor's work, he is a comic book writer from Australia who's worked in multiple different companies ranging from Dark Horse to Marvel to DC, but it seems to be DC where his work really does flourish. Most recent examples of his work are Suicide Squad and Tease, and he himself put a significant amount of time into writing the Injustice comic book series, being the writer of year 1 to 4 of the Injustice series, and later returning for Injustice 2, writing all 72 annuals of that run. Tom has really shaped the foundation of the Injustice universe, which is why this tweet has so much weight behind it. On top of this, he really doesn't seem to be scared to clearly insinuate what he's referencing to, replying to many and somewhat confirming our suspicions. But the real question right now is it a comic or a game that Tom's clearly going to be a part of? You see, despite Tom clearly having worked a lot on the Injustice comic book run, he's in fact never been part of the writing team. The writers of the first game was comprised of Dominic Chancholo, Brian Chard, John Vogel, and Joe Greenberg. The second installment of the series was with Dominic Chancholo and Sean Kittleston. And now, with a number of those writers no longer being part of NRS, the big question is, will Tom be a part of the next installment? As he has gained a lot of momentum and success over the last 5 years. Right now, we don't really know, but Tom Taylor definitely seems like the right candidate to go with as DC writers go. Now, worst case scenario is that Tom isn't working on the game, which is yet to be confirmed, might I also add, but he instead is working on a comic book series, which could serve as a bridge to the next installment. Because might I remind you, far as we know right now, we are still following the annual NetherRealm cycle, so a new game every 2 years. So we are expected to get a game next year around April or May. Might I also say that these comic books do have a tendency to bridge the gap between games. So in the first game, it was when Joker died, up until another Justice League was brought into that universe, and the Injustice 2 comic book series was designed to fill the gap between the end of the first game and start of the second game. Now, if I were to make a safe bet on what would be going on, I would say that Tom Taylor is more than likely working on a comic book series that will serve as a bit of a filler between Injustice 2 to 3, following Batman's ending, as Superman's ending was in fact expanded on in the crossover comic book series Injustice vs. the Masters of the Universe. We absolutely must wait and see, but where would we learn about this officially? Well, DC Comics in fact has an online convention on the 22nd of August called DC Fandom. It's where a ton of new games, shows and trailers will be revealed. If there was a place for a DC fighter or comic book series to be announced, it's definitely at this event, as there are many that are hotly anticipating the reveal of the new Rocksteady game, another trailer for Wonder Woman 84, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and much more. So although I do not have all of the answers right now, we are clearly building up to something Injustice related, and knowing of both the comic and the game's history, as well as NetherRealm's annual cycle, I believe it's a rather safe assumption to make that something Injustice related is absolutely in the works right now, and the game may in fact be on the horizon. I will say pay attention to DC Fandom, as that is more than likely where we'll be getting all of our answers. But until then, that's everything that we currently know about the status of Injustice 3, or whatever Tom Taylor's working on. He hasn't shown off a lot, but the font alone is very recognizable, and it seems like he's going to be revealing a new letter each day. Please do keep an eye out for DC Fandom, and if there's any new information regarding Injustice 3, rest assured that I will be talking about it here. So now, without any further ado, before this video wraps up, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes, and also do not forget to take that bell, as it will keep you up to date with all the content I do have coming out in the future. So now, as always guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.